Daybreak Nigeria from EKTV in the heartbeat of the Southwest. We break your day on EKTV Daybreak Nigeria with inclusive information, news without prejudice, well-articulated reportage, in-depth news analysis, newspaper highlights, business news, sports. Watch EKTV Daybreak Nigeria from 8 to 10 in the morning, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. EKTV Daybreak Nigeria, your agenda-setting program.
A beautiful morning to you again. Welcome to another edition of Daybreak Nigeria, your agenda-setting program. My name is Tunji Salio, welcoming you alongside my colleague Tosin.
Very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us again on the program, the second edition in the year 2024. Good morning. My name is Tosin.
Yes, and we're using this opportunity to wish you a happy new year once again. And on today's edition of the program, we'll be talking about the new year 2024. We're setting agenda for the new year, and we have our guest in the house. He is a public affairs analyst, a religious leader, evangelist Winga Adekunle. Evangelist, thank you for coming, and happy new year.
Same to you. Thanks so much.
All right.
I wish Nigerians a new horizon, something, a change that will take us to the Eldorado.
Okay, thank you. Yes, before setting agenda for the new year 2024, let's take a cursory look. Free. What issues that you would like to mention or talk about that characterize the year 2023?
Thank you very much. 2023 was a misgree for this country because we discovered that the start, because it was a fallout from we've suffered a very serious problem in security, education, for our lives. The life was no more anything, and the whole system broke down completely before the last election, and there wasn't any hope. But we had the elections gingered Nigerians a little bit in contesting for a change. Nigeria wanted a change at all cost because we were completely down. We were hopeless. The system was bad. And actually, at times it's alarming. When you look at us, what is the population of Nigeria? We felt very bad with the end, towards the end of Buhari regime. It was free fall for everybody. All politicians were just, the only thing they were doing that time was that they knew that they were getting out of power. Corruption was at the peak of the existence of man. You see all manners of, domestically, nowhere was saved to a level that the value of a human being that time was just 7,000 naira. Anybody would you see our children, they were eroded into crimes, drug-related crimes, assassination, terrorism, banditry, So we lost so many souls last year in this country. It was very terrible. So it wasn't a thing it wasn't a tea party. It was the worst that we have ever gone through in this country. It became the situation was so hopeless. And but the election, preparation towards the election was a buffer for everybody. People were jostling for a change, a new time, a new horizon, a new period, believing that, okay, let's forget about this regime is gone. Buhari regime is gone. It's gone to the graves. Now, where are we going? So because of that, everybody, and actually that election was the most chaotic election we have ever had. Even on the street, during campaigns, you will see Nigerians were struggling. They were tired, and when you see people coming out during elections, both old and young, it's a sign that people wanted the change desperately. But the problem we have in the country is that the same. So we were so confused, we didn't know where to go. We wanted a change, but to now get the best person to be on the side of government, on the side of governance, became a problem for Nigerians. So you know, I will tell you something that really happened for you to know. During the campaign, you know, personally, you know, on media, a problem. It's like you picking from a family, a family that has the ability stealing. So how do you want to pick any of them because it has become a hydra in their family? It's in the blood. How do you want to pick out of them to now become your, you know, your director of your somebody that you want to have faith and believe and hope in? That was our problem. You see, our problem was that the same set of politicians have been in government since 1999. Nigeria has never moved forward. All of them participated as a governor, all of them as governors, as special advisors, as vice president, as this and that. They are all the same within the same circles. So the problem was that it's okay, where were we going? People who had that intellectual analysis and intellectual property to analyze situations. Everybody was in comatose. Because we never had a new person. All of them had problems. So we believe that Buhari is gone with his problems. But I say pray that now everyone that participated in Buhari government must be tried. All of them. Principal actors.
I think you've actually started because
they have, yeah, that's why I'm coming now. I said it on Fresh FM yesterday. There is nothing to be happy about. Nothing any Nigeria should be happy about. We have gone through this many times. So we are tired. When they start going things, but after some time, you now see that they go back to the same thing. Buhari started well, chasing after all these corrupt politicians. He started well, and people were really moving along with him until the same cabal came together to squeeze that guy and take him out. They wanted him out, but God was on his side. They couldn't get rid of his life. But by the time he came back, he was no more the Buhari we used to know. He had no steam in him. So he became just another vegetable in position, struggling for existence. And that gave them the opportunity now to turn Nigeria, turn Nigeria upside down, and then, made away with all our resources. It's not, but I'm happy now. But the point is, we are not talking about this government now. We are talking about 2023 from January. And actually, my own is, I look at the whole thing in this retrospect. I don't see any movement. Since 1999, we have never taken a step forward in this country. The only thing we have excelled in, because in a society where there is no progress, economic progress, the only thing that you will see in that society is population growth. Because why? There will be frustration. They will have no time for any other thing than their homes, and their wives will just be rearing children. That is it. And that is what I am telling. What is the population of Britain? What is the population of America that we are talking about? America is just few millions in population above Nigeria. What is the population of developed world? What is Turkey? We are more than Turkey times 2. We are more than Italy times 3. Go and look at their population. Any developed country, what is the population of Germany? Anywhere the economy is thriving, you see, the population birth rate will be going down because people will be too busy. They will have plans for their lives.
So are you in support of those saying that Nigeria is too big to be ruled, under a kind of federal system?
No. That is not the EU. We are talking about administrative laziness and administrative rascality and maladministration here. What's the problem of Nigeria? Even compared to India. compared to China. Population is not our problem. Leadership is our problem. We started wrongly. We broke down the whole pillar of success immediately after independence. We broke it up. In parliamentary system that we started develop Nigeria to that level. The moment we adopted democracy, I said it in 1999. Democracy is not good for any developing nation because all the top leaders will take the dukas and all other people will become animals. Go and look at it. That's what is happening. Preaching democracy, even America is not practicing democracy because when you look at their foreign policies, that it's not democratic. It's too authoritarian, draconian. You look at all over the world. They have military base all over the world. How? You're stepping into their own sovereignty. Why? Are you the only country in the world? Where is the country in the world that you find Russia? You understand Russia military base, or China, or North Korea, or South Korea, or India? So when we are talking of democracy, Nigerian politicians love democracy because they know that democracy is an ability in Africa, an ability for the bourgeois to suppress the masses and then be at the top, train their children to take over. So is that passing through is not a developmental system. Class, you see, they have some people who are terribly futuristic. They gauge the system and they give it another 100 years, and they will soon draft the constitution problem for the masses to come up unless there is a revolution, which is what is behind what is going on in Nigeria. I am telling you. Awolowo said it. He said, now you will use your blood to look for freedom. There is no time. It's not going to happen in this country. No time. Because these guys, they know, the political actors know that this thing is our own. We own Nigeria. And if they will only put their stooges there, who will buy their bidding? To a level that they will enter into a very serious oath. You disobey me, you are dead. Are we not Africans? So those people will to Nigerians. Look at National Assembly. National Assembly is the greatest problem of Nigerians, and actually Nigerians are supposed to go to that place and destroy the whole building. We don't need them. They have never been on our side. No, I'm telling you honestly. All this corruption, excuse me, all this corruption, look, I know what you want to say.
No, we should not promote.
I know, no, excuse me.
No, we're not.
Promoting,
excuse me,
I am not promoting violence. I'm just telling you the reality. I am in Nigeria. I am in this country to live. So don't tell me about any violence. Nobody in 1999 today is a multi-billionaire in dollars and pounds. Have you ever seen them talking about security on the floor of assembly? Excuse me, every day 300 people are slaughtered by terrorists. All these people, do they care?
But many a times they've invited the security.
Excuse me.
Let me come in.
Coming.
Now, when we're talking about the assembly, yes, fine, they make law. That's what on my
yes, of course.
But when it comes to the place of implementation,
yes,
we won't be blaming them because they are the one that is not actually doing what is right. But what I want to ask you, the question is this: when it comes to representative, they are our representatives.
Yes.
We sent them.
Yes.
Now, if we can't get closer to the president because you felt it is security, what is the security that is actually not allowing you to get to the president? But don't forget, you have a constituency man, just a single man, and you cannot approach him. Are you blaming it on them, or you are blaming it on us as by individual representative into accountability?
What I'm telling you are not the people that put them there, my friend. We have started the basis.
But at the same time, go back to their village, go back to their homes.
What I'm telling you, listen to me and listen good. When you have no life, you can't contest anything. The first thing that the politicians to reduce us to nothing. You'll be grappling for survival, which is what is happening. People are not happy. They know they are not happy. The only thing that is left for them is death. And they can't look at themselves and die. So they have to jump at every carrot thrown to them. Look, let me tell you this. I know what I'm talking about. Has no power. The Constitution has never given him power over the National Assembly. If the president of this country is not doing what we want, the National Assembly have a right to pass a vote of no confidence in him and remove him from power. Sure. So don't tell me that. When the executive is overstepping their bounds and it's not doing what Nigerians want, they are there just the executive is there. The executive is exercising our interest, but our interest, the laws that make them to be there to do our bidding, to make Nigeria good, is being propagated. The laws are made by the National Assembly, and their oversight function is to monitor the laws, to know that there's no defect in the laws, and that anyone, either the judiciary or the executive, when they overstep their bounds, they are to look at what happened in America during Trump. The Senate, they stood against him. So what we are talking about here is that we have a problem, a fundamental problem. The fundamental problem now is that our representatives are not our representatives. The grand norm has already defeated us. That we don't have anything. Do you know how many conferences we have held in this country to change that, to try and review the Constitution? Anything that has to do with governors, the governors will manipulate the National Assembly to throw it away. Anything that has to do with themselves, they will never get to second reading. Then, what do you want to do?
Okay.
So this is the problem. all our problem is the National Assembly, because they are the people representing our interest. Are you with me now? In anything we want to say, look at what happened to Emefiele now. How come we have a committee, a National Assembly that is in charge of Central Bank? It is part of the oversight functions. How was Emefiele able to? Everything must be on the table of the committee of National Assembly, because the money belongs to us, and those are the people. So what I'm saying, the Nigerians should wake up. We have no problem with the president. Our problem is with National Assembly. One of the people, look, that is where our problem is. We send them there.
If you are still, well, I agree with you. I know there are issues. We have issues with them because we felt they are not representing us well. But what a member of the House of Assembly that I know is from my town.
Yes.
That I know is from my local government.
Yeah.
Why is it difficult? Are we going to be blaming him that he comes back to the town and he was working freely without the fear that the people are going to niche him because he knows that he's not representing them well? He won't be able to go back to Abuja. He won't be able to come back home because he knows that the people are going to ask for what he was able to do there. Look at what he did to Dino. Nobody was there to sign the paper to say, you are going to blame the people that don't know what the right thing they are supposed to do.
Thank you very much. How many of your representatives can't? They only come in a year to election year. You can see them. Even when they are at home, the security there, you won't be able to see them unless he wants to see you. So you understand? You see, when you look at the society we are in, now look at December, they will come home with bags of rice and now they do all this again. But people, what I'm saying is that African politics is like that. They will make you stupid to a level that you will not be thinking of them. They believe that the moment you have the opportunity to be on your two legs, you will be concerning the actions. Okay. You'll be able to look up.
Let's
now move. So 2023 was a misdeed.
But
disaster before the election.
But are we saying that we don't even have any part of Nigeria of 2023 that is
positivity?
No. Excuse me. There will be positive things. I am telling you, Buhari did a lot of good things. One of the things that I believe that I know, number one, was the second. Are you with me? Because that was a conduit for the past 25, 30 years in this country. It was never done. Buhari did it, completed it. Lagos Ibadan, he completed it. That I know. Are you with me? If you look at Abuja to Kano, he completed it. Some of them, you understand what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, I'm not blaming Buhari. Are you with me as a person? Because you see, after his sickness, the government collapsed. Security wise, when he started, that's exactly what I'm saying now. On radio, I said, look, it's too early to say much about Tinubu, President Tinubu. It's just coming in. And thereby we'll be able to know his direction. Either it's going to be beneficial or it will still lead to the same. Now, Buhari tried, but after his sickness, the whole system collapsed and people make it dukkha. And the public, the masses are at the receiving end. They were strangulated completely. That's it. Okay. So the man, you understand?
Yes. Let's now talk about the new year.
Thank you very much.
Let's start setting agenda. You talked about the former president,
exactly,
Buhari, and a lot of people said, that time that he was not really in charge.
Yeah.
From the inception of the current administration,
yeah,
do you see the president being in charge of his administration?
Oh yeah, I believe Tinubu is really in charge of his administration because he knew that Tinubu is a serious Democrat. And actually, if you look at the way he maneuvered himself during the convention of APC, you will know that man is a real seasoned Democrat. And look, for now, everyone that is in government now, all the appointees for now were appointed by him. I know that the only thing Tinubu is waiting for, like I said it, Tinubu has excelled in everything. Money. The thing that is left now is death. He's no more a young man. So this is the period Tinubu they has the power, the ability to now write his name. Are you with me? In the history, in the progressive history of this country. So he has started, okay, at least the only problem he faced when he came in was the removal of subsidy. Are you with me? But now, he has already proven something now. Up till now, I don't have confidence and I don't believe in subsidy. But what he has done now has already shown that he has there is a pathfinder in his program. Because the Port Harcourt refinery now that is coming on board, are you with me? It means that, which is exactly what I said. I said, okay, if you are telling Nigerians that you are removing the subsidy, okay, plow it back into the system. If you are saying you are not going to pay subsidy anymore, that's all right. You are the people in charge of subsidy, either you pay or you don't pay. You are the people. But out till tomorrow, I am telling you, I'm still who that participated in subsidy payment must still be tried. Are you with me? Because they stole our lives in this country. And for good 20 years or more, NNPC had never told Nigerians the landing cost of fuel into the country. We did everything new up till now. And you are in charge. So for now, I am happy that at least one of the refineries will be on board any morning from now. It's a good report about him. And when you are talking, I listened to his brother about electricity. Which electricity is the foundation of industrial development in any nation. And that was the first thing that all these imperialists, captured before reducing not to where we are. And the moment there's no electricity, there's nothing that is going to happen. There's not going to be industrial revolution in that country. So, and he mentioned it, and I remember when he was a governor, he was the first governor in Nigeria to start this private partnership, independent power project. Not kill the project. So for him now coming on the saddle, and he mentioned it that he has already held a meeting with Siemens in Germany, that they have to speed up. You understand what I'm saying? For provision of this, and that's opened it up for every state to go, which is good direction. Tinubu is somebody that is like spirit. But I only saw him once in my life. I don't know him, but I know I followed his antecedent, and he proved it during their convention that this man is a technocrat, real one. I mean, he's a master planner and a very serious Democrat. And actually, I don't know. I told somebody, I said, this man, we have to make an investigation about him. Where is he coming from? Who is he? Because if you look at his life, up there, he has achieved what no Nigerian has ever achieved in life. No Nigerian. In the last 100 years, no Nigerian has ever achieved what Tinubu achieved. A single person installing a president in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it has never happened. People are crying everything, we are going to break down Nigeria, Nigeria will go to... You understand? He won despite the fact that even Mr. President was against his candidate in convention. Everybody, all the northern leaders, some of the southern leaders, all of them gang up against him at the convention. Most of them, including our former governor, all of them, vice president, all of them. And this man maneuvered himself with all the villa rats were against him. They changed the money, the currency because of some time and see the miracle he wants to perform. I am sure he's going to do something. The only problem I had with him was removal of subsidy. I never liked it, and up to now I said something about Emefiele now. Emefiele could have done that without the collaboration on synergy between him and the National Assembly Committee. It's not possible. So we need those ones that are passed. Everyone in Buhari got must be tried. Must be tried. It's not Emefiele alone. And if President Tinubu should end up with Emefiele alone, it will look as if he was looking for a vendetta. Are you with me? He has to spread the net to everybody. This is the time, he's the only one who can do it. It doesn't need this Nigerian, he has to build his own profile now so that Nigeria will be ready to die for him. We don't, Nigeria needs very little. In Nigeria, if you look at Nigerian concept, if you look at Nigerian context, we practice domesticated economy in Nigeria. That's why government takes off for a ride. You take care of your children, you take care of your existence, you take care of education, everything, and they are not talking. Why can't you give them the little they want, and you have enough space? So this is it. I believe the way he has started across board,
and he has warned his ministers and heads of agencies, when he signed the budget yesterday.
You know he has started it.
Yes, that
you remember
that anybody that is impeding the success of implementation of the budget will be shown the way out.
He started it. He has started it before now. Look at that young man was it the Infirma or something like that? Yes. I am telling you, look, Tinubu is, he has been nursing an idea. I'm sure he must have put down everything he did So it's just turning it page by page. Care about you are nothing to Tinubu. All Tinubu has been looking for from time immemorial is success. He wants you to at least operate optimally. He does not believe in failure. No matter who you are. Look at when he was a governor. A young man said something. He said the young man was from Boku. Then he used to write in the papers all this. Tinubu called him. Young sharp. He just called him. I would like to see you in my office by 2 p.m. He said he was panting, he was shaking that. But the boy said the problem is that how did he come about my number? You understand? And the whole thing was done on him that he was in trouble. By the time he got there, he said, are you the one I've been writing? I said, yes, sir, Excellency. He said, okay. You are one of my advisors from today. Where are you living? He relocated him to Ikoyi. Give him a car, give him a driver, give him everything. Person is Tinubu will go for the best brain, not for the best person. Anytime. And he has been doing that. If you look at his voice is the alpha and omega of his voice. And they fear his judgment. And they know that when he gives you an opportunity, you are on your own. You have to perform. Or you are gone. So that's the system.
Okay, now as it is, the Nigerian economy is ailing, and everything talking about means of existence, livelihood, and all of that really rests on the nation's economy.
Exactly.
The exchange rate is on the high side, and we have been described as a consuming nation, not a producing nation that could export and earn foreign exchange.
Exactly.
How can the government turn? Because previously we've had series of economic committees, economic this and that, without much to be, shown for it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I believe he has started well with this refinery. I will employ him to go ahead, and at least if he can have 2 or 3 out of the 4 refineries, that will save us a lot. We will be able to accrue a lot of foreign exchange. That's number 1. Number 2, he mentioned agric, which is like agric revolution. The end thing is a problem is having a problem. Not that the people are there to go into the farms. Insecurity is the problem of agric in Nigeria. Are you with me? So we need to tackle this insecurity. And actually, if it takes Mr. President to sign a pact with Russia, because most of the problem, if you listen to Mustafa said terrorism in Nigeria thrives because of what the minerals in Nigeria. And who are the gladiators? They are these Western gladiators. They are. We need to know of Western gladiators to come here, are you with me, and fight this terrorism and banditry technologically. Is it not a shame for a whole military base to be invaded by terrorists when we have surveillance system all over the world that can even monitor almost 25 kilometers before anything happens at the military base? We have all this system. I'm into it. We have surveillance system that can do that. Without surveillance system, how do you want to combat security? Are you with me? So we need with nations to combat security if we are serious. Because the people are ready to go to farm, but the farm is not safe. What can you do? So forget it. Now, secondly, I want to talk. He is now doing something on electricity. Let us go into education. You see, education in Nigeria is being run by people who do not have ideas at all about the society. They don't put the society in a state to prepare for a beautiful takeoff, economic takeoff in this country. There is nowhere in the world that an economy will thrive without intellectual property. Are you with me? Who are the policy formulators? Them who are our economists even who are formulating policies? It's laughable when you see their policies. You start asking yourself, are these economists? You understand what I'm saying? What are they putting on the table? Number one, look at our system. For now, we have to break down most universities now. We don't need that in this country anymore. Every state should not have more than two universities. We have to turn our university to university of technology. You are the university of technology. We need to develop our children. Are you with me? The world is going high tech. We don't need all this. 90% of students coming out of universities either they have a master's or first degree or master's in business administration, political science, in all these courses that are no more are useless in a community like this. Do you have industries? You are saying you are talking of this thing. Now our children are all living this place, for greener pastures. What are they doing there? Are they practicing there what they learned? No. They are working in the factories. Nobody has time for your papers abroad. You make your money from your input. Why can't we every day the Nigerian universities? I don't know what they are doing there. You are still approving private universities when the ones on ground are not even, they are not futuristic, they are dead already. As for me, because they have no part in the coming industrial revolution in this country. We need technical universities. We need, look, and imagine how serious these people are. How serious. For children to start coming out, you are giving them a certificate where there is no job. What are they going to do? How are we going to make use of them? Okay, look at youth service. Youth service is a nonsensical project if it's not redirected. All over the world, you don't need to. It's not a matter of you go to university or you don't go to university. Once you are 18, you enlist into the army. You will be trained on how to handle every military weapon, anything, for 1 year before you can now step up to anywhere you want to be. Those are standby forces in the nation. If anything happens, they are ready. They will only co-opt them, give them equipment, and they protect the integrity of a nation. I don't know what is wrong with them here. That is what is practiced all over the world. Go to Europe, go to America, everywhere, Asia. Once you are 18, you go. It's not a matter of you are out of university or nowhere. No. But in our own case, we are paying them now. We send them to primary school. They be tilling ground. They teaching. Are they teachers? If we know we are going to pay them for 1 year, let us train them. Some of them will end up in the police. Some of them will end up in the army. Some of them will end up in paramilitary. Now you can see a whole National Assembly last year, they were debating either to cancel it or not. They don't even have any idea at all. Why do you want to cancel it? Now look at it. Go and look at the graph. All the nations of the world, the military strength, then the standby forces. Only Nigeria, the standby forces is 0. We have no shame. You have 200 million population and you have no standby force, and you turn out graduates who are highly intelligent. It does not take you 6 months to train them on how to be wizard on weapons. You have no idea, and we are saying we are a nation. So I cannot understand. The president have advisors. They are not doing anything. There is no president in the world that would not like to be the best president in the world. But the people around him will make him they want to keep their jobs. They want to do this. It's either a politician that is nice, we reward him. Let me tell you, look at climate change. Are you with me? Mm-hmm. My cousin is the first to have PhD in climate change in Africa. In the whole of Africa. In United Nations Assembly, ECOWAS, name it, everywhere in the world. He's a Nigerian. My own cousin. Nobody knows him.
What's his name?
Yeah, Dr. Dotun Babadoye.
Okay.
Are you with me? Nobody. Now look at, there was a summit in Dubai. Who led them there? If a boy like that, are you with me, is a Nigerian from Ekiti here? Do you understand what I'm saying? You will leave your best 11. But because of politics, are you with me? You will start bringing in people who do not know anything. You put them in charge of affairs. How is that nation going to go? So what I'm saying now, education. We need to, it is time. Look at, is it not a shame? We have our children. Some of them have masters, 2 masters, 3 master's degrees. Now, these are, after when they graduate no job, they will, some of our ladies will now be, they will now go and learn, they will now start learning fashion designing. Some will that, I mean, after so many years in the university, I am telling you. Now look at them. Some of them are now learning what do we on. I know these things in saloon that people who are even illiterate are doing perfectly well. They are now going under them to learn for survival. And you are still approving private universities. Can you understand what I'm saying? How many of our doctors are competitive? So many of our doctors are not competitive. What, do you have anything in the universities even to go for it? They don't have latest equipment to work on. You have all these professors that are professors in the last 50 years and are no more current with the latest invention in 21st century. Where are the equipment? Go to general hospitals. Who are the doctors there? They are even suffering. The doctors are suffering. How can they put in their best? So many of them, so many of our children who are doctors today, they don't know anything. I remember one day, one of the former director of Central Bank is a boy to me. We went to, he was sick in the office, we rushed him to NNPC clinic. When we got there, we saw a young girl there. The girl didn't know he was a director. The next thing I asked of him, what are the symptoms? You now ask her. He said, yes, sir. And who employed you here? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I've just told who, but where are you from? You don't mention my he said, oh goodness me, you are a young girl, or else today will have been the end. Those are the doctors. Can you understand what I'm saying? Instead of her to recommend that for blood test, to know the precise thing that is happening, they don't have it. They don't have the knowledge. We are just throwing out certificates for nothing. That is not competitive anywhere. So today, I'm so surprised. All the university, every state now, we should not have more than 2 universities. That's why we don't need it anymore. We need technical universities in Nigeria to prepare us, to prepare our children for the future. That is it. My own children, I started with my children. My first son, right from age 6, you will see him going about with my car keys. There was a day I traveled, he was just about 9. He removed But this boy assembled before I came back. I told him this boy was studying mechanical engineering. Do you know what I did? When he got to GSS3, I withdrew the boy. I took him to technical college. That was why he did his work and everything. He's an engineer today. Do you understand what I'm saying? You will see that you even the parents will not monitor their children to know where you know what is good for them, where they will excel, where they have the capacity, and then technical college. Do you see anybody sending their children there? Rather they will send, like today now, you go to outside there, go to the market, you will see a woman selling tomato. Instead of sending school, he will send her to private school. The building, they don't have professional teachers. So we have a problem with our education. But in summary, All I'm looking for is Mr. President has started now with electricity, with everything. How are we going to comprehend it? We need to change the nomenclature. We need to change our system of education for our children not to be able to cope when there is light, when there is electricity everywhere, to be able to cope, to start doing things with their hand and brain, and then be able to support with macro-industrial revolution. We will need to start.
Okay, yes, let's quickly move to security.
Yes, thank you.
You mentioned it the other time briefly when you were talking about agriculture.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, a lot of killings are still going on
sure.
in the nation.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel unsafe, even traveling on our roads during the daytime, not to talk of nights. What do you think the government should actually do to kind of contain this, madness, if I can put it that way?
And in addition, what will you say this? You actually talk about the strength. How do the strength of the military, or what would you actually say should be done to ensure that we have a stronger? Because with some of the they are brave, they go abroad, they go for trainings and all those things. How can we make it stronger and possibly increase the number?
No, thank you very much.
I want you to reflect while answering on the unfortunate bombing of some villagers in Kaduna State by the military.
Thank you very much. You see, the problem we have here, number one, terrorism in Nigeria had been an alien thing. Are you with me? That's the reason why we've been grappling with terrorism, because even our soldiers were not trained on anti-terrorism. Now, that's number one. Is we have a fundamental problem. The fathers of terrorism, for their own selfish interest. I am telling you, terrorism in Nigeria is not financed by Nigerians. They are financed by foreign countries because of the mineral resources in the north. That's the reason why you discover that terrorism ends there. If our people are leaving Maiduguri, running away from terrorists, and white people are moving to Maiduguri under the guise of NGO, must know that there's something wrong. Can you understand what I'm saying? And these people, like I said, propaganda, diplomacy, and matchmaking is the foundation of democracy, American democracy. And in Africa, they are doing the same thing about our security. The first thing they sell to us, to them in the north, to those guys that are used in the north, is that this is a religious war. And religion and ethnicity and religion is so fundamental. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what they sold to them is religion. That's why you see them. They said Boko Haram or what? Good of you. They started with Boko Haram, and they catching on it. The terrorists. That is so fundamental that Mr. President will need to study. I remember, at the inception of Buhari's government, these terrorists and bandits were imported by Buhari government before the election, because El Rufai said it. He said, we brought you in because thinking that Buhari will lose the election so that you cause chaos in Nigeria. But right now that we have won and we have paid you, are you with me? The head of what's the name? This Fulani something, Hadas.
Okay, yes.
Mietiala demanded for 100 billion, and he was paid to pay them, and they should leave Nigeria. If Rufai said it, they collected the money and they now found out Nigeria is a nice place. Why are they going back to Libya? So they stay put. They brought them in here. That was the start of the whole thing. And the imperialists now see it that this is an opportunity for us to start stealing our mineral deposits, and they now use them to drive them away from farms, to drive them away from everywhere, so that they will have the opportunity of coming to Nigeria. But El Rufai said, Mustafa said it. He said they will fly in the night into Sambisa, take the gold, take everything, and fly out. So we have been having a problem with that. They have their Nigerian collaborators. So how do we want to do it? It's like somebody telling me, okay, the bombing that happened in Kaduna was a miscalculation, but what do you be? Tucano, you can't miss the target. Look at Israel now with Palestine. Their surveillance drone will first of all look, search the whole place, pick the pinpoint. You understand what I'm saying? Are you with me? And then give the graph, and they are precise. And the Israelis will go there with that precision. They go there and execute one there, and they never miss. Tucano is exactly like that. Tucano has a very wonderful surveillance system that you cannot make a mistake. But the point is that within the army there are people who are part of the terrorists. Why? Because they believe in the principle of Boko Haram, that is a religious war. To fish them out is a problem. Faith is so strong. That's a problem. They will cause the problem and nothing will happen. Who is exactly? To God do that with Tucano now. Study and read
the features.
The features. How come that he made the mistake? Look at the other lady there, our best pilot. Look at how she was eliminated. No, nothing happened to today. So within the military system set up, we have people who have this mindset of believing in the doctrine of terror, all these terrorists, and they are there, and their masters communicate with them. So the military hierarchies, the military system, and they detonate so many things, and they are the people that are executing their program within the military. So we have that problem now. That's number one. Because if we are like look at what happened in Borno. The governor had to stand against it. Yes, he recruited the farmers and all these people, putting them together. So the people that are, if you see the bandits you see spreading everywhere, they are the distributors of the major system of terrorism in the north. So they don't spread as bandits. You understand what I'm saying? To cause chaos. You can imagine in Kaduna State, in Niger State, terrorists are there now. Bandits are there that are collecting taxes
from
the natives. They are finished. So the only thing I see, this is why I'm saying our situation is compounded. We need to now seek for a nation that is major in anti-terrorism to come and collaborate with our own military. Are you with me? Train them, be with them, so that they'll be able to. Let me tell you, if Russia has a part with Nigeria, terrorism, because the people that supplies them ammunition and all these people are the people who are taking the ducats from us, and they know Russia will never agree with them, because they know Russia has been the friend of Africa for a long time. And actually, I was surprised to find out that the two men, and that's the reason why Putin is ready to do anything. Look at it. He wrote off all our debts, all African debts. Putin. What is wrong with our head of state? Our presidents in Africa not to join BRICS? What is their problem? Any president that does not join BRICS must be thrown away from Africa.
Arabia and UAE.
You understand? Point. Yes, of course. We don't need America again. We have been their bacon for a very long time. We are their grass that they eat to get fat. They are the people sponsored. Look, there was a film on social media where a French military man was training at the Boko Haram. The whole thing was trained for a long time. We saw it. Are you going to go to America? Look at America. Look, this is American base. This is French base in Niger. Are you with me? Yes. And now the two of you are there, and the military took over. And they said head of state, the military general, are you with me? Left American base. Not quite 10 minutes. There was a takeover. What are we talking about here? So America now want to whisk away French domination and take over. That's the problem they have now. And that's the reason why they were looking at them. They thought French government will rise against the general, and they were watching. But according to the story, he came out of military base. 3 hours later, he took over the government. And the French government could not do anything because the American government was waiting to detonate. And what for? For selfish reasons, material reasons. Are you with me?
Mineral resources. Yes.
So what we are saying now in Nigeria is that I don't even want to know. Let them solve their problem. But in Ekiti State here, that is my own state. That is where I come from. I will advise my governor, who is doing his best now. Are you with me? To bring together the hunters, put them on pay, put them on salaries. Every town in Ekiti has a boundary. Let them bring in, hunters with Amotekun, with the police. You understand what I'm saying? Let there be a very serious synergy between them. And then let's bring in surveillance system, security equipment, like tower lights, surveillance. That's what I sell. They will know. Either you are inside the tree, it will geolocate you inside the tree, and you will see it on the CCTV. That's what I sell. We have to know. So because you discover that the military is failing, that's the reason why you now have bandits. The military do not have offices to save the people, only the police. So if someone finds a bandit in his farm, where does he go? You don't have military base. He will only go to police station. That is it. So the police is there. We have to strengthen the police seriously. Are you with me? Strengthen them seriously, but do not give them. If you bring the Amotekun and you bring the hunters, even the knows that it will be busted. So this is it. So Ekiti State, we thank God for now. What happened in Ikere is just a thing that we never expected. Are you with me? But now, lead that very serious synergy. Are you with me? We need to now go high tech to know anyone that move into every town, not just the city, Ado Ekiti city or the Spectral city. No, we need to monitor the whole of the state from a central point. So that if you stay here, no matter where you're going, either in the bush, you'll be monitored. Can you understand what I'm saying? Anywhere you are, you'll be picked up. And once that is done, they will run away from this state. Are you with me? And the secondly, now that Akeredolu is there, every government in Southwest will have to take the position of Akeredolu, because Akeredolu started Amotekun and very effective in Ondo State. Yes. Every one of them must put money into Amotekun. Let's equip them. They are our own force, domestic force. Let's equip them. And then the police here, that's the reason why the governors have security votes. Well, is it for their own? No, it's our own money. The security votes must be used judiciously now to protect the interest and integrity of Ekiti people. So I'm just coming home because I know our time is fast. Yes. So, but God will give Bao the ability. You understand what I'm saying? To stand, because he's facing so many problems, political problems. Start making monthly broadcast to know the mind of people. Are you with me? So that he will know what people need. It's not what you want, it's what they need. You know, when you are doing what you want, you won't know what they need. They have to talk to you feedback. When you have a dynamic feedback, you will know what to do for every town, that they will be behind you and they'll be happy. That is it.
Okay, thank you. On advice generally to the government of Nigeria and Nigerians, because we also have a role to play to move the nation forward.
Yeah, thank you very much. Mr. President is Nigerian, because his Bible signs either life or death. So it's the totality of Nigeria now. And I believe he has started, at least with this refinery, is enough buffer for us to know that good things will happen. So we need, number one, to assist this government in prayers. And then for Nigerians now, yes, I will not blame them. They will not have confidence in any government because they have been traumatized. But let's give this a trial. Are you with me? Because of what has happened now about refinery is a good way. Are you with me? Let's give him, it's just 7 months in government. This Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Let us now open up themselves, and even Nigerians themselves, let them change their mindset, and they look at governance. Because if you go to the poor people, the poor people are emperors on another poor people too. Can you understand what I'm saying? Where they will go to market, buy something of 10 naira, when they get back to their home, contributed to this problem. So we need to change. There must be a total overhaul of our own system, even individually. Let us do what is right, and then God will assist us. And furthermore, we have to really face something that is drug. We need to face it, because drug, that is the reason why drug-related crime. Nigeria, we need to stand up seriously, because this thing is destroying our future. Our children are our future. If you go to the north, almost 80% of their women are on drugs. Women, for that matter, ladies are on drugs. In the south here, almost about 45%. We need to attack it, because drug and insecurity, they are two the same things that destroys the nation. If we need a meaningful future, if President Tinubu is going to give us a future, to take the future in their hands and be able to be competitive with the 21st century innovation in the world.
All right, Evangelist Benga Adekunle is a religious leader. You've known that through the prefix evangelist, and also a public affairs analyst. Has been able to talk about 2023, the outgoing year, and what we expect as Nigerians in this of our nation. Evangelist, thank you so much for coming on our program this morning.
It's my pleasure.
Yes, Daybreak Nigeria continues. After now, there will be newspaper review. Please stay tuned.
Nigeria, from EKTV, in the heartbeat of the Southwest. We break your day on EKTV Daybreak Nigeria. News without prejudice, well-articulated reportage, in-depth news analysis, newspaper highlights, business news, sports. Watch EKTV Daybreak Nigeria from 8 to 10 in the morning, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. EKTV Daybreak Nigeria, your agenda-setting program. Daybreak